G'day, JP here, and welcome back to another episode of MCS Zwift Racing. I'm trying a different race series today. It's actually Friday night. I've got some lights set up and I'll be racing under lights. I guess looking at the usual Saturday schedule, it's going to be the usual volcano climb and Watopia hilly race and flat race. And I'm sure you're all probably sick of seeing me get dropped up that volcano. So I'm going to try something new. So the race today is the 7 PM 3R AchterBahn climbing race. So it's a brand new circuit, never seen on the channel before. I've never raced on it before. It's out in the Innsbruck course on Zwift, and it's a bit of a climber's paradise. It's a 47 kilometer distance with about 1,000 meters of climbing. So AchterBahn, I think that means figure of 8 in German, apparently according to some German colleagues at work. So the idea is it starts and finishes in the city on the finish line, go out of the town, up the main climb, back down, back to the city, and then a figure of 8, and basically do the same climb in reverse. So yeah, it's Friday here in Melbourne, Friday evening. I haven't done much riding this week. Just really been 5 days of work, so I've just done the commute every day. The legs haven't felt that good, to be honest. I haven't really tried pushing too hard, but feel a bit weak. But anyway, we'll see how we go. I came home early and gave everything a really good clean because this thing was just getting so dirty. I think that was half the problem. I think it was literally grinding to a halt. So I've given it a really good clean and it does feel a lot better. Whilst cleaning this bike, I realised I actually got a broken spoke on the back, so the wheel does have a bit of a wobble on it, but if it's good enough to commute on, I'm sure it'll be good enough for Zwift racing. Also, you're probably sick of hearing me complain about this power meter, so I've changed it out to my pedals. So Zwift will be now reading the power from these pedals, so hopefully that's a bit more accurate and one less thing for me to complain about. So the circuit for today is the AchterBahn climbing race. As I mentioned, it's a total race distance of about 47 kilometers with about 1,000 meters of climbing. It's 2 main climbs. Each of the climbs are about 6 or 7 kilometers in distance, and then in between each of the climbs looks like there's a little punchy climb as well there, so something to be careful of while we're on the flat. The strategy or the aim for today is just to finish a good ride, a good tempo. I think it's going to be a long race, so pacing is going to be important, and just try and put in a good effort up those climbs, good solid effort. Don't go too hard at the start, and try and finish up the front. Now, anyone who tells you who starts a race and doesn't think that they've got aspirations of winning, well, I don't know what they're doing, because they're not racing then. So yeah, sure, there is some thoughts or ideas that, to win, but I'll be happy if I just ride my own race and as a result end up towards the front of the field. So that's the plan. Since it's a Friday night, I imagine we'll get a lot of races from Europe, America. It'll be early morning there. We'll get all those boys out, and should be interesting. Anyway, I think it's race time. Just let me quickly do my Zwift pre-race 3-point check. Got drink, we got towel, and we got fan. Looks like we're ready to race. Let's get on with it. Go for it. So I checked out the AchterBahn course on Strava. The KOM is 1 hour and 10 seconds. So it's going to be a long one. So I'm going to have to measure this. Can't be any 350 watts blazing around here. But I'll try and stick with them at the start, and I'm going to try and pace myself here. 10 seconds. Here we go. lot of riders out here today. Looking on the list there, a lot of A graders, B graders. Starting off a lot more smoothly than I expected. Not that I'm complaining. I know there'll be enough pain here. I have got a printout here of some notes, but I chose the worst colours, and in this dark and in this light I can barely see the numbers. Anyway, it looks like it's about 2.3 k's to the base of the first climb, so hopefully we'll just ride some nice tempo, or even slower, out to the base of the climb for the first couple of k's. Hopefully it all stays together. So far so good. I was hoping to use my Garmin. I usually use my Garmin to track average power, lap power, but it looks like it's getting confused with the 2 power meters. So if you want some suggestions to improve Zwift, if you're watching, which I doubt you are, let me control the metrics even in the companion app, or maybe on the companion app a bit like a Garmin, so I can have, you know, average power, lap power, so I can see how I'm tracking. At the moment up there I'm showing 3-second average power. Usually I have instant power on Garmin, instant power on this, but I noticed during my warm-up these pedals are much more responsive and I was jumping around too much. So I've gone for 3-second power to just smooth it out a little bit. That's normally what I use on the road when I'm using these pedals. Anyway, a nice easy start. So it looks like I'm not the only one that's scared of this monster of a course. Looks like I'm the only Aussie here at the moment. Looks like all the other Aussies are at the pub on a Friday night or at the footy. A bit smarter than me, obviously. Anyway, what do we got? Testing my flag knowledge. We've got some Union Jacks. We've got, looks like Ireland. Hooper, I'm guessing he's not Italian. Yeah. Rogers. Someone from Belgium. Anyway, as expected, late night here in Australia, or 7 o'clock at night on a Friday in Australia. It's early morning in Europe. So we're going to get a very different crowd today. 29 riders in total, hell of a lot of A graders in there. Let's hope this wheel hangs together and we'll go from there. Still 3 k's in this climb. Can't get too excited. Just have to get into a rhythm and watch the gradient and use the gears and keep spinning. It's pretty steep, it's 12%. Lucky it's not as realistic as a real 12%. Anyway, keeping it about 300 watts, which is too much, but it's okay. It's better to use the power here and use less on the downhill. Everyone knows that, right? %, 14%, oh my god. I've got more gears, let's use them. Let's keep that cadence up. Still on the climb. There's a group ahead, 4 riders that just jumped ahead to 25 seconds out. Someone else about 45 seconds down the road. And someone else Ferguson, minute 5 out. Let's hope they've gone too deep, because I sure have. A couple more Ks of this climb. Look at these lights. There's the top of the climb. Aero boost would be like gold. Alright, let's just pedal it through. Oh, that's the first one. Now it looks like I've got about 20 Ks downhill and flat before the next climb. Let's see what we get here. Come on, give me the aero. What's it gonna be? XP. Far out. There was a time when I got the aero 10 times out of 10. Now it's just XP. Alright, I've got to recover here, but I can't fall asleep. Recovery is about 250 watts. Let's not mess around. This guy's caught up to me. We're working together on the descent. Not bad actually, we're cooperating quite well. And we've got a guy down the road, he's about a minute down the road. I think if we ride like this, we'll recover and we'll catch him. The other group is another 4 minutes 20 down the road, they're miles away. But rolling well with this guy, especially when we get to the flat. If we can keep working like this, we're going to do well. Just coming onto the flat now through the city. We've regrouped with the guy ahead. We're now a group of 3. But once the road level's out, you realise how much your legs hurt. Anyway, we did alright there. 18.1 Ks. A couple more Ks, we've got that leg snapper. Oh, not looking forward to that. Punchy climb. This is the first time this guy in the black has got in front and done anything. Seriously. And when I get in front, I'm barely doing 220 watts, and look. And then when they get in front, they're not pulling at all. So I'm stuck, basically. If I drop them and go alone, it's going to be hard work. If we're pulling a bit more in front, even 250 watts, we'd probably be making good progress. This guy in the La Claire top, he does his bit, but look, I mean, I'm doing nothing. If I want to sit behind, I'm just basically start cutting my lunch here, and look, I'm doing 170 watts and I'm at the front. I'm not even, look, I'm not even pedaling. 180. I'm sure they're just playing games. What are we playing games for? It's meant to be a workout. Anyway, useless bitching. The guys ahead, we're closing in on them. We haven't made it to that little leg snapper yet. I've got the aero. I'm gonna hold on to it. 22.2 Ks, 8%. This is it. This is the climb. This is the little leg snapper. This is where you want to put down some watts and then recover. Got the aero as well, that can't hurt. That's it. Oh, now this guy's coming, is he? It's like the seagull that stands on one leg. Looks like that's it. Over those couple of little steep climbs through the town, this guy in the black, either he was listening to me or he's a climber. Looks like he's from Korea. Anyway, up those climbs he was pretty good. This guy's coming back. He must be a flatland cruiser. Look at him go. Always attacking. Anyway, it's a tough race and it's a long race. So I think you got to try and keep your powder dry. Or they're all just playing games with me and they're going to drop me. Look at these guys go. They've been doing nothing and now they just decide that they're going to go to 250 watts. What is the point of that? That's alright. Let them go. 27.8 Ks, I've started the climb. It's pretty tame at the moment, 6, 7, 8%. I'm gonna... Those other guys have gone down the road. They're 12 seconds ahead. They're doing reasonable numbers. Easily 4 watts per kilo. So, there you go. They obviously recover better than me. Anyway, I'm just going to pace it. .9 K, still climbing. I'm trying to watch the gradient, and when it's below 5%, 3% like this, try and keep the power to about 200, 220, and then whenever the gradient goes up over 8%, 8 or more, just watch for the numbers to go red. Try and kick it up to 300. And then recover when it drops again. The guys ahead, my ex-mates, they're 40 seconds down the road, 38, 40 seconds. And the guy behind me, as usual, he's catching me. He's 54 seconds down. Anyway, just got to not fall asleep too much because the power drops right down because my legs are cooked. So, trying to ride a nice easy tempo. When the gradient gets up like this, put some power down. Maybe get out of the pedals, get out of the saddle, stretch the legs, get some blood flowing where it needs to flow. That actually feels quite good. Must be a grinder. Swipe left or right or some shit, I don't know. Let's spin. 32.1 K, still climbing. I'm finding it hard to spin and hold the power while I'm in the saddle. See, my power's dropping, cadence is dropping. I can't keep that up when I'm sitting. When I get out of the saddle in a bigger gear, I can hold more power, but obviously I can't hold it for very long. So I'm just going to get in and out of the saddle as much as I can and try and get over this climb. All the other riders are about the same distance, 44 seconds ahead and 55 seconds behind. See now, got to be awake. The gradient's up to 10. Got to get out of this. Oh, this is steep. But see, that doesn't feel so bad. But obviously, can't stay there forever. If I could, I'd be Alberto Contador now. At the end of the climb, you can just see the banner just up ahead. I pulled away a little bit from the guy behind. I was closing in on the guys in front, but obviously they've gone over the top now and they're well out to 3 minutes. But before that, I brought it back to about 50 seconds. But now obviously they're descending and they're leaving me for dead. I'm just really riding a tempo. Just keeping the pedals turning, that's all. It's not pretty. Anyway, let's see what we get here. Aero. Don't give me XP, whatever you do. Feather. Since we're descending, I'm not going to bother with that feather. I'm going to hold it for that little kicker. So now we've got about 12 Ks. Through the city now, just getting towards that little climb onto the pave. Coming up to that little leg snapper, little punchy climb. I've held onto the feather all this way. See what I can put down up there. The guys behind me are catching me, of course. 3 minutes. Guys ahead, down to about 2 minutes. I imagine that's because they've gone over that climb. So the legs are definitely hurting now. 43.5 Ks, 43.6. Oh, it hurts. It really hurts. Here we go. 3%. This is it. This is the way we did it on that other race. Let's use the feather. Oh my god, there's nothing in the tank. I should really stay seated, but anyway. Whatever gets it done, eh? See if I can keep it above 300 watts. God, it never ends. That's it. See, when I sit down, the power just goes. That's it. Over the top. And there's another little bump here. Just to hurt your legs. Just up here, just tiny, but feel everything at this stage. Oh. There it is, 6%. Let's get a bigger gear. It feels alright, but I wouldn't want to do it for much longer. That's it. So, keeping my same time ahead and behind. 45 Ks down. Should be about 3 to go. It's 47.1 Ks. It's the final 500 meters. Long, tough race. Let's just try and bring it home. 400 meters. Oh, 300. Let's finish with something. $200. That's it, here we go. My God. Anyway, I'm in 10th by the looks of it. I don't even come up. I think I'm supposed to be scrolling. Give me a minute. Quick. But where's the mouse? Here we go. 244 watts. 3.7 watts per kilo. 13 seconds down from the leaders. Oh well. Here's what it is. Tough race. Tough race. Guys up ahead or just in another league. Anyway. The sun came out and gave me a bottle. Halfway there. How good is that? He came out with GoPro battery in his hand, dates in his hand, and said, "Dad, do you need some dates? Do you need a GoPro battery?" And I said, "No, I'm good, but I'd love a water." He got me a water bottle. How good is that? Right, so let's check these numbers here. Nothing much really to look at, unfortunately. So it looks like it's not the power meter, it's just the legs. Everything's down. It's a long race though, so I mean you're not going to be able to hit FTP for 1.5 hours. But anyway, 20 minutes 283. It's not bad. It's close to my FTP, and I mean 5 minute power. The rest is not going to be that good because I was really just trying to ride a nice tempo. Let's check out the Zwift power. So the Zwift power is up. There I am, Giampaolo Basile with the Australian flag in 9th. 1 hour and 30 minutes, so it was a pretty long effort. The winner finished in 1 minute 17, so I was 13 minutes and 45 seconds down. I averaged 3.7 watts per kilo, or 244 watts. It's not bad. Nominal power 252, so pretty steady effort. 20 minute power I did 4.3 watts, which is not bad for such a long race. 5 minute power was 4.8, and so on. Heart rate 153, interesting. Maximum 172. So there was, at the start I was going a bit hard. So anyway, that's a Zwift power, 9th place. Long tough race, a long way to go. Anyway, it's a new course. So it was good to try something new. I'm sure you don't want to see me suffering and getting dropped up that bloody volcano again. Interesting race for me because obviously it was a lot longer, a lot harder, longer effort than some of the races I've been doing. It was interesting to see those other two guys, how they rode, how we were riding together on the downhill and the flat between the two climbs, and I thought that we could have been pushing a bit more there to catch up with the other guys and working better together. I noticed that like when I was in front, I was doing about 220, 230 watts, and then when I was behind, and then when they were in front, I was doing like barely 180 watts. So I was really doing nothing. But obviously, those guys are a bit more experienced than me because obviously the technique is you have to really recover. So they must have really just dropped the power off, not even doing 200 watts. And then when it came to the next climb, they just obviously were fresh and were obviously better riders than me and left me behind. But it's interesting. I wanted to push on a bit more on the flat, but obviously it's that, recover and attack that I always struggle with. But anyway, it was a good experience, it was a good effort, and a good way to finish the week. Well, it's getting pretty late here. It's almost 9 o'clock, and I can hear the possums are starting to come out. And as we know, once the possums come out, the drop bears, they're not too far behind. And if I'm still out here when those drop bears come out, I'll be in real strife. So I better get all this packed up and get inside. Well, thanks for joining me on today's race. I hope you're enjoying the content on the channel. And as always, give me a like down below if you enjoyed the video. I'd really appreciate it. And I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe as well. Help me keep the content coming. Well, anyway, hope you have a good weekend, and until next time, GoPro stop recording.